Marlowe thinks of himself in the role of Faustus, and his play follows the English translation of the original German text. In the general outline of the story, though not in conception of the principal character, who from a mere magician becomes, under Marlowe's gifted poetic hand, a man thirsting for infinite power, who wants to be the great emperor of the world. As the play opens, Faustus / Marlowe is in his study, surveying the state of knowledge and trying to decide which of the learned disciplines he's going to follow. He has grown weary of the liberal arts and sciences. Logic, medicine, law, divinity, etc. are all inadequate for his towering ambitions. Faust / Marlowe wants all knowledge. He wants to uncover the mysteries of the universe, secrets that are withheld from humanity. Faust craves superhuman power. This superhuman power that forbidden knowledge will bring. The only way to attain this ambition is by magic, and magical power can only be achieved by making a pact / bargain / contract with the devil. Faust / Marlowe is more than willing to pay the price of his soul, and eagerly conjures up a demon, Mephistopheles, and makes the required contract that is, of course, sealed in blood. Now, Elizabethan audiences, those that were viewing the play, would have been filled with horror at the prospect of selling your soul. They believed implicitly in such bargains and pacts. Black magic, witchcraft, is all around them. It's part of their daily lives and beliefs. Faust / Marlowe has gained infinite knowledge at the cost of his soul. And during a 24-year period, the demon Mephistopheles will attend to Faust and grant him whatever he demands. In the play, there follows a series of scenes in which the contract is executed. Notable among them, the calling up from Hades of Helen of Troy. Marlowe, in this segment, uses sensuous, colorful verse. He plays with words, as a Renaissance painter might use color in order to create a gorgeous effect. The author reaches new lyrical heights in passages concerned with the infinite reaches of the human mind and soul. For example, he invokes divine astrology. The lines mean something more than what the words mean today. He probes into the mysteries of the universe, where he can find revelations worth the price of his immortal soul. Now, Helen of Troy, these passages transcend sensual delight. And Helen of Troy becomes the symbol of both intellectual pleasure and the apex of carnal pleasures. In her beauty, earthly love and sex rises to a higher heavenly plane or dimension, something beyond the simple satisfaction of physical love. To the youthful and iconoclastic poet, this is well worth the price of his own / Faustus's soul. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships? That line, that famous line, comes from Dr. Faustus. A lot of people attribute it to Shakespeare, but it's not Shakespeare. It's Christopher Marlowe. Now, the anguish of mind that Faustus feels as the hour for the surrender of his soul draws near is poignantly depicted. Faust, Marlowe, has gained infinite knowledge, but he has made paltry use of it. He wastes it. All right, now, he ends up wasting all the power and knowledge that he has gained. There's a legend that surrounds Marlowe's play. During a performance at Exeter, in one scene in which Faustus calls up the devils, the actors counted one more devil than the scene called for. and suddenly realized that Satan himself was now in their midst. In terror, they stopped the play, and the audience bolts. They bolted from the theaters. The actors all quit the next morning. There's a second incident surrounding Marlowe's play. The actor, Edward Allen, who played the title role, this is around 1605 or so, was himself so scared by a similar appearance of a veritable devil that he takes a vow as a monk, quits acting, and then helps to found Dulwich College. The devils, the demons, as I mentioned, are very real to the Elizabethans. When Faustus curses God and signs away his soul, their blood ran cold. Now, the play is revised and reprinted after these demonic episodes, first in 1609 and then in 1611. In 1616, there's another version that's drastically altered. There's a great deal of tomfoolery that's added to the play. This 1616 version is reprinted again and again in 1620, 1624, 1628, 1631, and then 1663. It is, in fact, virtually impossible to tell precisely what remains of the original play. Many other authors were involved in the various reprintings. For example, William Byrd or Samuel Raleigh. These are two hack writers who expanded the tomfoolery in the play. Marlowe's Dr. Faustus and his devils become very popular on stage. There's frequent revivals during the 17th century and after the Restoration, but the play slowly degenerates into a farce and a sensational stage spectacle during the 18th century. During the 19th century, dramatic tastes in England improve, and there is an attempt to return to a closer adaptation of Marlowe's original text and vision. For example, you have Sir Henry Irving, who plays Mephistopheles in a spectacular adaptation at the Lyceum Theatre in London. This is 1845. Henry Irving is, in fact, the greatest actor of his age. Marlowe's play survives only in garbled form, but contains many passages that reflect Marlowe's feeling and intensity that's demonstrated elsewhere in his literary work. For example, Tamerlane, 1590. This is the only play published during Marlowe's lifetime. You also have Edward II, 1595, Massacre in Paris, 1594, and The Jew of Malta, which is published many, many years after his death in 1633. Now, at the time of his demise, Christopher Marlowe was once again in trouble with the authorities. 12 days before his death, a warrant is issued from the Privy Council. There's charges of blasphemy and atheism. Now, the details of Marlowe's death remain very mysterious. He was, in fact, murdered at the Eleanor Bull Tavern in Deptford. This happens on May 30th, 1593. Marlowe accepts an invitation to dine at a feast with three gentlemen.